Did y'all play this?
Not necessarily those of the staff and the management of Mix Station Radio Live, its sponsors, or advertisers.
What up, what up, what up, what up?
Don't do that. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Royale Urban Media. It's your girl, Cortese, and your boy,
Chris.
What's up, y'all? If you can't hear us, turn your speakers up, okay? We are back with another Table Talk Tuesday. Episode 40?
Episode 40, you already know.
Episode
You already
40.
know. You know they used to say that back in the day? That used to be so dumb, but it was so funny.
But you just said it, and you loved it.
I know,
and
it's
you
funny.
was loving it.
It's still funny.
What's up, Chris?
What's up, Tease?
How was your Monday?
What was that, yesterday?
Yeah.
Look, all the days that ran into each other at this point.
Didn't
all right,
they?
so look, the week just started, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Friday was Christmas, Saturday, Sunday. So I had to work Saturday. So like Christmas was Christmas, but it wasn't Christmas because I felt like I had to go to work the next day. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't really turn up. You know what I'm saying?
Oh please,
And
you don't
then-
ever turn up.
And then Saturday, what did I do? Yo, I feel like Saturday after I got off work, like I was just so tired from work, I just came in the house, went to sleep.
So your weekend went by fast?
It was dry, yo. And then
Ew.
Sunday, I just watched the game with my dad. The game was lit. You know, the Ravens won.
Oh,
Lamar
gang,
did his
gang,
thing.
gang.
And then we come to Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Monday was dry too. I went to work, came home, went to sleep because I found out that Lyft had this like real crazy bonus at 1 o'clock in the morning. So I got up 1 o'clock in the morning, started
He's a
driving.
professional chauffeur.
And then, so I went back to sleep at like 5:30, 6 o'clock this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I really don't feel like I went to sleep. Like, I really feel like I've been up for 24 hours. Like, I'm dragging right now. So, if I sound dry, y'all, I apologize. I've been up for like 24
Look.
hours, real talk.
I'm not
Yeah.
even mad at you. Hey, Faith. Hey, Beauty. What's up, Shine with the drip? Okay, look, I'm not even upset about that. Like, I can't even be mad. I just finished up an 11 or 12-hour shift, and I was late, so I'm so sorry.
super
I'm
facts.
tired, but
It's cool.
we building for 2021.
Yeah, we got that. We got that.
We doing what we gotta
2021,
do.
we on our way.
2021 is on its way.
All right, Corty, so let me ask you, what's the topic for today, shorty? Do you remember?
What was Table Talk Tuesday? And I know we had multiple things to talk about.
Where do you want to start?
Where
I'm
we-
gonna tell you. So
Well, you
we
have
was
an
having
order,
a
right?
question. Yeah, well, but I'm not gonna go in order. You know, I never go in order. So we was having a question at the breakfast table on Christmas. Me and my family, and so shout out to my peoples. My peoples getting married. I'm not gonna say who. My peoples getting married.
Congratulations.
And you know, we were talking about the value a man gets when he marries a woman.
Okay.
And, you know, it's a lot of women in my family. So all the women is over here talking about, you know, a man is the one who gets the most benefits when he get married. And I'm thinking, look, I'm thinking to myself, like, hold up. Wait a minute. Yo, so that just brought me to ask the question. And, you know, I'm the only ones that's single in the family. So everybody looking at me like, yeah, Chris, you need to find a nice young lady that you can settle down with. And I'm like,
gosh.
not going to happen. But
Yeah.
that made me ask the question, does a man receive more benefits in a marriage than a woman?
If he loved his wife correctly, absolutely. Way more.
See, you know what? Some parts of me felt like you was gonna agree with that statement, and some parts of me felt like you was gonna say no.
I guess it depends how you look at it, honestly.
I feel like in any relationship, whether it's a marriage or not, one person always loves the other person more. Would you agree with that?
It happens.
So you don't 100, like, what do you mean? It's either,
it happens. I'm not gonna say.
Do you agree or not?
I'm not gonna say that I'm for it, but it does happen.
Like in every relationship.
Why can't it be equal?
Okay, so let's say, even though I don't believe it does, let's say it's equal. If it were equal, that means that everything the man does for the woman does for the man, or in a different way. They balance each other at some point in some way. That almost never happens.
I wouldn't say never.
Check the comments. What's people saying? Can I get somebody to call in?
Yes, call in 1-855-493-6499.
I want to hear what y'all got to say, because I feel like in every relationship, whether it's the man or the woman, don't have to necessarily be the man, don't have to necessarily be the woman, but somebody always loves the other person more. Y'all don't agree with that?
I do want to say this. I want to go back to when we had the pastor call in, right? And
he was talking about us being evenly yoked.
Right. But in the beginning stages, that can be true. It might be true that one likes or loves the other more than the other partner.
More infatuated with the other,
I guess. But I feel like later down the line in the relationship, I kind of feel like with expectations and boundaries, and standards, when you really grow to learn your partner, you know what I'm saying? Like what they like, what they don't like. I mean, you're not going to know everything right off the bat. I feel like you two can grow into loving each other equally, but in the beginning stages, probably. I could agree to disagree with that. Agree to disagree. Yes.
So, all right, let me ask you. So, let's not use you as an example. I'm going to just use me.
Okay.
I'm still single. So, I start dating somebody, right? And let's say I like the person, right? There's no way in the very beginning, to me, in my opinion, there's no way that we can equally like each other, because pretty obviously one of us is going to be digging the other person more, and we're going to, like, the situation is going to come to a crossroad where one of us is going to say, all right, look, I want to lock you down because I don't want you to be with nobody else, or I'm getting to a point where maybe it's not insecurity, but I have it on my conscience that if I don't tell you, if I don't confess to you that I just want you to be with me and I want to be only with you, then what's going to happen is I'm going to be overwhelmed with anxiety, and I'm going to be in fear that somebody else is going to tell you that before I tell you, and then you're going to go be with them and not be with me. And I've actually had this happen to me in a sense where I was dating somebody or I was talking to somebody, and had I just let them know how I really, really, really felt about them, then maybe things would have ended up differently. But for, like, my own consciousness, I kind of felt like it was too soon to be that up front, and I wasn't, and we didn't end up being together.
I can understand that happening.
So you don't
but
agree?
There are
times
some people
when they like each other equally.
They come in and like, yo,
can y'all tell us a story of when you like somebody equally?
I'm loving you right now. I'm loving what you're doing, how you doing it from the beginning.
I ain't never heard of that.
Okay, so let's just use our words differently.
Okay.
You don't believe that two people can be infatuated with each other equally. Is that what you're saying?
Not from the beginning.
From the beginning.
No, not from the beginning.
Okay.
You either look, because you know what? All right, so this is me, right? If I like find a girl attractive, this is probably crazy for me to say on air, but I'm gonna say it.
He gonna say it. He ain't doing no skipjack.
I'm not gonna skipjack this one. You are either more attractive to me than I believe I am to you,
okay,
or vice versa. There really isn't too many opportunities where it's like even like as a guy, you look at a girl and be like, dang, like she's really pretty, like I might not be good enough or look good enough to talk to her. You get what I'm saying?
And you feel like that off of looks as a man.
We talk about infatuation, ain't we?
Okay, but just off of looks, you could be infatuated. Okay, you know what?
I mean,
I'm not gonna get into detail with that.
Okay, so But you can't go look at somebody or there's times when you see somebody and the time you spend with them, you realize like you like them for the person that they are. You might not have, but at some point there was a physical attraction.
But
like,
some people are not physically attracted to someone. They probably like how they work. They probably like how what.
You date people based on how they work?
Don't say me. I said other people.
Well, but prior to you getting married, have you ever looked at somebody and how they work and said, you know what, I want to date him because he's a hard worker?
I was young when I got married.
What? I was going to say, I ain't never heard of that.
Never happened.
Okay, listen. No. Let's just be real. Let's be real right now, okay? Some athletes, not all athletes are attractive.
Okay.
Do we not agree that some women not want to just get with them because of the fact that they're an athlete?
No, they want to get with them because
the money.
The money is a bonus, okay? It's what
the money is the motivation.
It's what they're doing that's getting them the money.
A bonus.
Okay.
It's not a bonus. For some of them, it's the motivation for them being with that guy.
The money is the incentive. The money is the reason.
The reason why they with him.
How are they making that money?
It doesn't matter how they make the money.
Okay, so let's leave it from athletes because you got billionaires out here that's quote unquote sugar daddies, and again the basis is the man got money, so she gonna do whatever she gotta do to secure her bag.
She gonna do whatever she gotta do. She gonna go to boring meetings, boring parties.
Ask these $1 billion wives what they doing behind closed doors for this bag.
Well, I'm not in nothing for no money, so that's different. I mean, I'm different. But see,
right? So let's not look at it from the point of view of somebody who's not in it for the bag, because you wouldn't understand because you're not in it for the bag. But what I'm saying is, though, a woman that see a professional athlete, she ain't with him because he a hard worker.
Okay.
Or no, I'm not gonna say that. That's not all of them, but for the example that you're making, no, look, okay, like it's some athletes that LeBron James, for example, he been with Savannah since they was in high school. Okay. They've been together that whole time. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's real, but I'm saying like from Jump Street, I can tell you right now, LeBron and Savannah at one point in time, one of them, if we called them up, if we could talk to them and
hold up, wait a minute. You don't even know for sure, and you're just speaking. This is not facts right now. You haven't sat and listened to no interviews with them talking about their relationship or nothing.
Since you doing it like that, let me do this. I can't think of one person. I cannot think of one person I've ever dated or ever talked to that in the very beginning I did not either like them more than they like me, or they didn't like me more than I liked them. Like at some point, it was always they were on one side of the spectrum and I was on the other.
But do you think that's right?
I think it's natural.
You think it's natural?
Yeah, I really do. I think because I've never seen it any other way. Not in the very beginning.
Okay.
You disagree with that? Let me ask you. So for you specifically, when you and your husband met, did you not like him more than he liked you, or did he not like you more than you liked him? Who showed more attention to the other?
I think he showed more attention to me.
There you go.
But
case in point.
No, it's what he did. It's what he did because of what I required. But what I required is not what he required. So okay, for instance, he would send me pictures of shoes and tell me that he was buying them for his niece. And I'm like, okay. Well, he'd be like, oh, pick out which one you think look better. Okay, cool. I pick him out. And like 30 minutes later, he at the door with a new pair of shoes for me. Or he would come over and just help me cook brunch. Or take a break from work, come all the way across town just to come chill with me or whatever. Like, like he was there. You know what I'm saying? I was there emotion. I'm a female, so we're known to be like, nurturers, and I feel like I'm not to get in too much or too personal, but knowing what he was going through, I was able to be there for him. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of feel like we both were infatuated.
Cortez, I think you're saying it wrong. There's no X or C in there. It's infatuated.
Look, I'm just saying it just to be a nuisance to you.
She infatuating people.
Chris is just infecting people.
But so with that being said, think that pretty clearly from the story you just said that he was more invested. Or he liked you more than you liked him at one point in time.
I think the feelings were mutual, but I just didn't do what he did.
Right, but
because he's a male and I'm a female.
No, so that has nothing to do with it.
Yes, I know. Because I'm sorry. I feel like you, as a male and a female, you don't show each other the same thing because that's weird.
No, you do in a different way because a woman will. She will go a little bit more above and beyond for a guy.
Meaning? Or how?
All right, I'll give you a perfect example. I really hate to use this one, but sex.
Okay.
So if you know that you want to keep a guy around and you feel like most guys just want sex, then you might have sex with him a whole lot sooner than you have sex with a guy that you really not that you don't want to be with, but you not over the hills for him. Like if you get a little bit more desperate for a man that you are really, 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 really attracted to, that you just go ahead and give it up because you so attracted to him, right. You're gonna do whatever it takes to make sure he don't walk out.
Some women,
but that's what I'm saying. Some women, in some instances, when they're attracted enough, that's something they'll do. You have sex on the first date, or
guys
you might pay. Yeah, guys do. Yeah. You might pay for the first date. That's not a traditional thing for a woman to do, but if she likes the guy enough, she might go as far as to do something like that. You might show up with a gift. You might call him first. I'll go as far as to say, y'all don't even know each other yet. A woman who will pick a man out of a crowd or whoever she interested in, goes to him and gives him her number. That's what I mean when I say you're more infatuated in the man than a man is to you. So you're gonna do something like that. Whereas if you don't really you might see a guy, he might look okay, but you're not really pressed. Then he still got to do the chasing. He gonna go get your number, and then he got to take you out on a date, call you first, set up several dates till he really
that's
in
another
there.
Thing I don't really know about that because if we talking about tradition, right? You expect that of the guy, right? Well, so if he's doing that because this is tradition, this is what expected. Is he really feeling her, or he just doing what he feel like he got to do because this is just what's expected?
He got to be feeling her if he's gonna do it because
doing all that.
If he wasn't feeling her, trust me when I tell you, he ain't
gonna do it.
Really? Can y'all? I've been seeing that lately because I've been seeing that.
Let me say, I'm an older cat, right?
Yes, you are.
Thank you so much.
We respect that.
Any woman that's listening to the show today, that's watching the show, can tell you firsthand. They know when a guy really likes them or when they don't. Whether you figure it out at the end or in the beginning or in the middle, y'all know because you can tell by how he treats you.
You already know.
If he constantly calling you, even if he only wants sex from you,
I don't know.
You won't really figure out that he only wanted sex until y'all have sex and then he stopped. He fall off and his behavior change. But when y'all done had sex and he's still constantly calling, still constantly texting, he's still leading you into dates and quality time. He wants you, and it ain't no secret.
But you know what? I guess because I'm out on the dating scene now.
I'm sorry, you said you're not?
I said I am.
Oh, okay. You need some hand claps yourself. Let me get my
hand. Can we just start calling it an applause, a round of applause? It's not the hand claps. Y'all sound like y'all free.
It's a hand clap. It's in a club mix. It's in a Baltimore club mix.
It's applause.
Man, hand clap.
Since I'm out there, I don't have time to waste, so I'm straight to the juggler.
Right.
Just like, hey, I like you. I want to get to know you. Boom, done. That's it. What do we got? I know my son is over there laughing at me, right?
You got to finesse it a little bit more than that, Mr. Wilbur. Golly.
No, he ain't talking about right.
What you know? Jeremiah, what you know about?
Jeremiah don't know nothing. Just you stay over there in that corner. You better stay over there and produce the show. That's what you better do.
How many girlfriends you got, Jeremiah?
Oh, he said don't worry about that. He said don't worry about that.
Mr. Wilbur, I think you need to correct,
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Y'all need to have a conversation.
Oh, we're going to have a conversation. We have a lot of conversations, though. But I think that, you do finesse it. But what I'm saying is I put it out there from the beginning because, see, my thing is that I don't want to waste your time, and I don't want you to waste my time. And so I'm saying to you, are we going to do this? If we're not going to do this, and we're not going nowhere, then Jay,
because you saying from jump,
from the
what
jump,
it is,
right?
What
it is,
right? And you should do that
because my thing is that y'all young, you may want to go through all that. I don't have time to go through all that.
And Chris should not have time either.
Time to go through all of that.
You should not, darling.
I don't know what y'all talking about.
So
let me ask you this, Mr.
Okay,
Wilbur.
go ahead.
So does a man receive more benefits from marriage than a woman?
No, I think a woman receives more benefits from a man.
As long as we agree.
But what exactly do you mean by that? Like, what is she receiving more than the husband? What?
Because okay,
we talking about a good wife and a good husband.
Okay. I'm giving to you because
I'm ready to get in.
Get it in. I got you. But I've been married and I've been divorced. So
right.
I think that when a real man comes in your life, the table is already set.
Okay.
Pretty much, you're coming there to sit at the table.
Okay.
The food is done. Everything is said. All you really got to do is just come and sit at the table. And I'll go to biblical times. When Eve came on the scene, everything was done.
Yeah.
All she had to do was be the what? Helpmate.
You're right.
And so when you're dealing with this new thing that's going on now, I think that it's because of the situations of life happening that you have maybe more women who make way more money than the guy does. But then it's almost like the relationship loses the respect, or she doesn't respect the man as much because he might make the money to cover everything. So that's whole nother show. Yeah. But the whole idea is that I have ran into that, whereas though the woman probably don't really dig me because I'm not at her status or at her level, and I'm like, I'm doing what I know, because when you coming out of divorce, if any woman messing with a man who comes out of divorce, it takes years and years for him to rebuild.
That I would agree with that. I got a homeboy who's
I agree with that as well.
It takes years for him to rebuild, and if you're not going to be there for the rebuilding stage, then why even go through that?
But let me
and then some women want everything done. So it's like this microwave age.
Faith had made a comment when she was on the show a couple
weeks ago.
A couple weeks ago, and she was talking about being able to relate to your significant other based on financial status. So when you said that kind of just blew up like what she said, because I 150% agree with that.
Definitely.
If you're a man that is dealing with a woman that has
3 figures or whatever, and you making 2 figures.
Well, if you're making 2 or 3 figures, y'all need to do some work. But
you know what I'm saying. I'm just saying.
I got what you're saying, though.
Go ahead, man. It's got to be so technical. You know what I mean. If she up here and you down here,
y'all,
and you got it going on. You got it going on.
But it almost makes sense for her to feel and think that way, and in the sense that she's used to. Y'all wouldn't be able to relate because she could spend $20,000 on a bag, right? And you could never buy that type of bag for. You don't even know what it feels like to have that type of money.
And that's true.
And that's why, not to say that it's right or that she should look down on you, but your mindsets will be in 2 different places. It would be like you having a conversation with somebody. Your son's age, y'all mindset will be on a completely different level. What y'all are able to do for yourself and for someone else is worlds different.
Let me put it to you this way, because of certain things, it doesn't mean that the man, because you have some women that say, I just want a man. Well, then if you get a guy that does that's a trash dude, a trash man,
but they make good money.
But he make good money. But he's not making
how much the
her money.
Make?
He not. Oh, they making money.
Look, I was gonna say, look at Waste Management.
Waste Management, they making money. Let me put this out there. So, but when you think about a woman who's probably in the corporate world or whatever, it's 2 totally different worlds. She has to humble herself to respect a man, but that only comes in the fact of the way that she probably was brought up. But normally, if the woman is up here and the man is down here, it's not going to work. Now, if the man is up here and the woman is down here, he don't mind taking on the woman. because it's more of a like I'm the covering. Yeah. It's more traditional. But when a woman it's like okay, I understand you want to, but can you wait for me to grow? Can you wait for me to rebuild? And I think that's where maybe in my status of the women that's my age or whatever per se, because most of the guys, if we was married, got a divorce or whatever, we're going through this rebuilding stage at this stage and getting everything back together, and you finally getting together and boom, and then you ready to have a relationship.
So go ahead, Chris.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Okay,
so
somebody go.
I feel like a lot of times what's going on is that in our state of the game, what we're really seeing, you have women who are making good money,
right?
But not like 6 and 7 figures.
I got you. Good money, right?
And they dissing dudes that's not making as much as them,
they do. That's true.
But still make good money.
Yeah.
And I feel like when we comparing each other pockets like that, that's a completely different thing, because the man can still provide all the things that you can provide. I could make $60,000 a year. Mm-hmm. I might not be able to buy you a car, but you can't really buy me a car neither. You might make $70,000, $80,000.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That $20,000 really is like making like $90 more cents an hour. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like realistically, when you really crunch those numbers, she might make more than you, but she don't make that much more than you for she to her to be kind of dissing you the way that guys get dissed, and that's where I feel.
What reminds me of, Chris? It reminds me of when I was growing up, and if you didn't have a car, the girl didn't want to get with you. But then a guy who had a car,
hold up.
This is your day and time. I'm talking about my day and time. When me and the cats was on Passing Park, like you had a car, man. I don't care if it was a piece of junk. At least you wasn't driving. At least you wasn't on the bus. And the girl would get with you regardless. But if you had a fast or a better looking car, even though you wasn't making that kind of money, we knew how you was making that money, whatever, they still would go for that because it's about the look. It's about the image. And I don't know if y'all deal with that now with the image thing going on.
I think we do.
And I think y'all do. I think y'all really do.
All right, so when I was coming up, I wanted to mess with this girl, and I didn't have a car at the time. When we first met, I did not have a car.
Right.
After 3 months of me meeting her, wanting to continue to get to know her, I didn't got my license.
Yeah.
Got a car. Like I was
moving
because I wanted to deal with this girl.
Yeah.
And
when you got it, she dropped you, huh?
Well, no, but I ain't never got dropped like that.
Oh,
but
Lord
he
Jesus.
just had to say real quick, I ain't never got dropped like that.
I knew me.
But so what happened was, I knew that it was a requirement of hers that I could
provide.
Not provide, because I wasn't providing anything except my own goddamn transportation.
Yeah, I got you.
But without that, it was kind of like, yo, what I'm gonna do with you? You can't even get to my house. You can't pull up and take me nowhere. We not taking the bus there. You get what I'm saying? Like, right. So I knew it was like, okay, I was in my mind. I was thinking like, you dating a grown woman. Like, you're not dating somebody that you went to school with and not like that. Like, and she was older than me, but in my mind, I had to start kind of leveling up and kind of doing more than what I was doing before, because I wasn't going to be able to even be in the same room with her unless I started having things for myself, starting to really establish myself.
Understandable. And go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
The question was, what?
Does a man have more benefits in marriage than a woman? Okay. I say no.
I say yes.
You just changed up on me.
He has more benefits.
A man has more benefits in a marriage than a woman?
More benefits in a marriage than a woman. Does a husband have more benefits in a marriage
in the beginning,
than the wife?
Said no.
No. I said the man have more. The woman has more benefits.
The woman has more benefits. Okay.
We back on the same page.
When I asked you guys this, and I really wanted to know why did you feel that way, this whole time for the past...
You don't need to analyze it. Just get to the point.
8 minutes now.
Okay,
you
get
guys
to the point.
been talking about money. That's all I heard you guys talk about was money.
Okay. Yes.
So is that all we talking about? Does the man?
We didn't even dive into that.
Okay, so let me go ahead and do it for you.
Okay,
so listen. you guys only talked about money.
Yes.
And I feel like going
Okay,
back to
go
the
ahead,
biblical
go ahead.
standpoint, right? So the wife is supposed to respect her husband, and the husband is supposed to love his wife.
As a church of love, Jesus
Right,
Christ,
right. And then Eve, she came into the picture as a helpmeet, right?
Helpmate.
Yeah, but she gave us the apple though.
We don't know if it was an apple, honestly. We just know it's some fruit. But listen, it also says that it's not good for a man to be alone. Now, a man who finds a good woman, hi Brittany, a man who finds a good woman, right? He can rely on her for dinner, breakfast, lunch, shit, snacks, the whole everything, okay? He can rely on this woman to be his confidant. You know what I'm saying? It's so much more than money. It's so much more than any of that. And that's how I know y'all must have been used way too much in y'all lives, because
So true.
that's all y'all was just talking about.
No, so true, because you guys.
I ain't found a good
you
woman.
you looking at a man who's been married,
Mm-hmm.
been through a divorce, and all of that, and most of it stemmed from money.
Okay.
It stemmed from child support and going through that. The and even though I'm a good man taking care of my
Sounds
business,
like hurt.
it does. It is hurt.
Yeah.
It is hurt. But the thing about it is a part of life. It made me better in being the man that I am. But it also let me understand that I can't go back there. And I refuse to set myself up again to get bit again. Because, see, one thing I do know this, and you can agree with me or disagree, that when a man go through divorce, he pretty much loses everything. When a woman go through divorce, she gains.
You hear that? So how in the world in a marriage, because it's cheaper to keep her, how in the world in a marriage do the woman benefit more?
Because the thing about it is that this
If
is why
if she don't need that man, if she good with or without, but a man needs a woman, needs a woman. And when you have a family, yeah, again, in the Bible it says
So-
it's not good for a man to be alone.
we understand that it's not good for
Right.
a man to be alone, but if a man is alone, that means he got peace. That means he ain't dealing with the chattering and all that.
No,
other
we're not saying that
Since
based
you
on
going-
no.
okay.
We're not
You
going
went
all
there,
that.
so you going there.
Listen,
Okay, go ahead.
listen.
I'm
Not
just
every
going. Go
woman.
ahead. I got you. We don't have to go there. Keep
Okay,
going.
so that's all I'm saying. Like you go home late at night. You looking for what? You looking for your wife.
Yeah.
You looking for your children.
Yeah.
You looking for dinner. Like you,
Yeah.
you know you have that at home. A man who has a family is winning.
Right.
I don't be looking for none of that.
Well, you single, so you're not. Of course, that's not on your mind right now. But once you do become married, Chris, nothing else is gonna matter. Trust me.
I think
I'm not gonna hold my breath.
I
Okay.
think that the reason why I said it, because most of the time in the situation I've been in a couple of situations with me getting married, everything pretty much was set. I had everything, so all they had to do was just come in,
Right.
and be. But then at the end of all of that, especially the last one, I pretty much almost lost everything.
Okay.
In a sense, I did lose everything. I just had to rebuild, and it took me years to rebuild, to get the confidence back,
Right.
to get my mind back, to really become the man of God that I am today. I think that you have to pray constantly to be in that place.
For sure.
And being in a relationship where as though I think it's a difference in dealing with a guy who never been married than a guy who has been married and divorced.
Okay.
Because the experiences that I wouldn't deal with might be easier for Chris to deal with. He might be more tolerant to that. Whereas though with me, I'm gonna look at it, oh, there you go. And then you have women who have went through divorce that won't deal with a man.
I was just gonna say,
that deal with certain things. But then like, okay, you're married, and you're going through the marriage. Do you think that you benefited more in the marriage, or he benefited more since you're married?
I think because of the roles, honestly, okay, it was times where he did benefit more, and there's times where I did benefit more.
From the beginning.
In the beginning.
Yeah.
But once you actually go through, because you don't really know until you go through things. And I know we talking about, okay, in the end this,
Right,
in the end
right,
that,
right.
or whatever, you talk about the
But
divorce.
going
But
through
things had to have happened. Like, I feel like, okay, if the husband is not being respected, he's not going to really want to play his role. If
Right.
the woman is not being loved correctly, she's not going to really want to play her role. You know what I'm saying? Like, things happen, you know? And, like, I don't know. I just can't agree with that. Like, the man don't benefit more in a marriage.
No, I'm not saying that the man benefits more. What I'm saying is that the woman benefits more. I think that if a man has it all together and you coming into a place,
see, then you gotta be more specific in that question, because
for a woman
taking on kids, washing clothes, cooking, still working, running errands, doing all of that.
That doesn't mean, because when it's a situation. Oh, listen.
He said that doesn't mean.
Every situation is different,
Mm-hmm.
and I think you have some men who get married who take on more, like other kids, a whole nother family, just
Women
to be with
too.
a woman, and women do too. But I see more men doing that than I do see women.
You know, I
taking on a man that got more children.
Okay.
I wish we had somebody here that is married that could speak to more of the roles that a husband has. Because when Cortez just fired off all of those things that a woman has to do in a marriage, as far as taking care of kids and washing clothes,
But the
and
roles
cooking.
have changed, because I did all that.
But I was just gonna say, like, can we start firing off some of the things that men have to do? Because we just made it seem like women got all this stuff to do and men don't do shit.
Take the trash out.
But hold on. Let me say
Wash the car, get the oil changed.
That's a whole nother argument right there.
Say it. But not
you-
every man do that.
But not every man
But
does.
not every woman do
every
it.
woman does that. So what we saying?
Calm down. But you were talking about roles. You were talking about roles.
So, and then we talk about the sex thing. Like, we acting like women don't want to have sex.
That role has changed. I don't care. I think
Because I'm just saying.
Wait, women don't want to have sex?
You made it seem like, you know, if you got a wife, then you got somebody you can come home and expect dinner and love and sex, and like, don't women want those things too, or only men?
I never said sex.
What? That was not one of the things she just
I
named?
didn't. That's on
We
your
gonna
mind.
have to play. No,
that's on your nasty mind, because I didn't
we gonna
say
have to
sex.
play the.
But
She did. I know she did, because I ain't make it up.
No.
We gonna play it
I
back.
didn't say it. How I know this is my first time saying
No.
she
You
did say
did say. You said all we're talking about is sex.
No, she said all we was talking about was money.
It's true, money.
But
my fault.
But I was saying, when a man come
after
home,
that, what
he's
she
looking for
said
his
was,
wife. He's looking for his children. He's looking for dinner.
She didn't say sex.
I didn't.
She did, and when we can watch it again, I know what she said.
Okay.
You can't be so sure.
I'm 150% sure.
All right. We're moving on.
We betting on it. But listen.
What you want back?
So,
we ain't betting nothing. Just moving on.
Because I'm going to listen to
another
it.
show.
So, you would talk about roles and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Right. So, get to what you were saying. You were saying, like, so women don't want what?
No, I didn't say that.
You said, are we going to sit here and act like women don't want
sex too? That's what I said.
Because that's what you thought I said. But I thought you
said it. I know what you said. When we play it back, you'll hear yourself.
And you're gonna. I'm not looking for anything. I'm just looking for an apology after that.
Okay.
I will apologize if I'm wrong.
And I want you to do it on air. But listen. So you're saying that it's not common for a woman to come home and. Or it is common for a woman to come home and there's dinner on the table, the kids are in bed, like that.
I think it depends on the relationship and what you discuss is a need or requirement for your relationship. If that's something that you and your husband or you and your wife discuss, and that's, you already know if that's a requirement or not. You need to do what y'all discuss. But
no, I know, but we were talking about roles though, and you were saying we wish we had somebody on here to actually go through and say what they are.
Because I just felt like you was kind of not being condescending, but you talk about all the roles that women do, and it's like you glorifying it to say that these are more important. Or these
I never said that, but
it just came off that way to me, and
to
I was saying,
you doesn't mean that's right.
Being married,
we know that's why you feel that way.
I can't speak to the roles of a husband, but what I can say is that we only have one person on the show right now who's married, and it just so happens that she's a woman.
Okay.
So all she can speak to is the roles that she has.
But if we're gonna bring up tradition, and is it not tradition that a woman puts the man buys the dinner, but the woman is cooking it? That the woman.
But that means that it's equal because you can't cook dinner if I ain't buy it.
Chris, I'm not saying it like that. I'm saying when you come home, are you expecting to grab something out the freezer, or you want to be able to get your plate out the microwave because it's already made and ready for you?
When you come home,
you want to hear the kids screaming and running around the house.
Oh, they better be sleeping.
That's what I'm exact. Yo, I know what I'm talking. I know what I'm talking about, bro.
It ain't no kid.
I know what I'm talking about, bro.
Since I've been married, was married, the expectation of me was totally different than what Chris Price said. I didn't have those expectations. I just wanted to be respected.
You wanted to be respected. And what did that look like to you?
Respected to me looked like I'm not arguing with you.
Okay.
I'm not fussing with you.
Okay.
You know, if I say something, let's do it. Let's go. Because all that stuff, it ties into everything else in the household.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted peace.
Okay.
And when you have a peaceful house, things go smooth.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody can agree. We can agree to disagree, but still get it done.
Mm-hmm. So you're okay with that, with her disagreeing with you,
yeah,
but you don't want to be disrespected,
right? Because see, we can disagree.
Okay.
You know, I disagree with y'all sometimes, but we still respect one another.
Okay.
But you'd be wrong when you disagree with us.
That's fine. That's fine. See,
Chris
I
was wrong when he
then.
said I said sex. But
but the whole idea
Can't
is
we just
that,
wait till the end of the show so you can watch it?
Oh,
and
we're
get it
going
for
to.
yourself? Because
we're going to. I'm
okay,
excited
that's
about this.
so wonderful.
you keep telling
that's
everybody
so
that you didn't say
Dad.
it, and you're gonna be
That's
stuck
so
next
wonderful.
episode with your foot in your mouth.
I'll
when
admit
said
it if
where
I
you did
said
say
it.
All right.
I can't wait till Friday.
Okay. All right. So what I was saying is,
Tuesday.
before we get through all of that, it depends on the man, because if you have a guy that grew up like that, where he saw his mother do that all day long, then that's what he did. Or in my case, I cook for my own self. I wash my own clothes. So I was prepared way before the woman even came in my life to do what I do. I can cook dinner.
Yeah.
For the whole family.
I respect that.
And
I
that's
wash so much
clothes.
more attractive. I'm so sorry. That is so cool.
Clothes.
That's what's up.
But then you got to look at the other side of it too. I've got the notion that people say I'm too laid back. And see, and I don't know if that comes with because of what I went through. You know, I'm about peace. I'm not about all that.
Yeah, but you've been there, you've done that, so you're not even like on that type of time
anymore.
But
then people, you just so late. You just don't. They take the laid backness like you don't care. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so not nothing like being a man and being like assertive and you being dominant, not like that.
Well, I think that plays into it too.
Well, some women
because some women
do want that though.
Relationship.
Say it again, Chris.
Woman, you're not going to be in a successful relationship if your woman
is dominant.
Well, I'm not going to say that, but if she constantly speaks over you and makes you feel less than, it's not going to be a successful
That's the respect becomes in that. Because, see, the whole idea is that if you don't respect me, then... See, my thing is that if I'm saying something to you, why do I have to holler at you?
Right, and I feel the same way, but there's some instances
some women want that, though.
You have women who have a more aggressive by nature type of personality, but you won't... When the relationship is successful, you won't see her show that aggression towards her husband. Because if she does that, then he will more than likely have to be way more aggressive and take it way too far with her to show her, like, to kind of boss up. You know what I mean? Like, if you was...
It depends on some dudes, because I didn't do that.
No, okay, right. You might just be the one to walk away, though.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Exactly, but that's why I'm saying, if she has a more aggressive personality and you have a more...
sit there and get her point across.
Yeah, if you're a more laid back, more chill type of guy... You're going to do one or two things. You're either going to walk away from her and it's not going to work. Or you're going to take it a way step further because she's being too aggressive. And you feel like now, I don't like to be aggressive, but now I'm going to show you that you're not going to talk to me like that.
And that's the part, Chris. I think that
I think that's a problem.
That's where the issue comes in that, because
But
the guy gotta. I'm not saying that you know what, and even that's almost like I know
it goes back to respect.
That's not right though.
No, it's not. But it goes back to respect. If y'all
respect.
both have respect for each other, he never has to act like that.
Okay,
But he's going to
assert
it's kind of like a defense mechanism. Like you now at this point have to show her some type of action that will say, you know what, like I need to calm down and stop playing with this dude. You know what I'm saying?
And I don't agree with that.
But you know what?
Examples of times.
But some women want that though. Some women want a dude that just go off the handle.
They
and
might, but
crazy.
9 times out of 10, that relationship is not going to last. It's not going
to.
You're
work. Right. That's so true. But sometimes, you know, if you get a woman that wants that, and she get a man that wants that, sometimes it lasts forever. They just love to argue with each other. Love to go through that.
Like that. But I just don't think like I don't think a man should feel like he have to boss up to his wife, you know, because I feel like silence actually speaks louder than yelling and trying to get your point across.
Yeah, but you know what, Cortez, I know you may say that.
No,
but I've come to find out a lot of women don't. They feel as though that they feel as though you not tough enough.
You're not a
man if you don't do that.
And I say this because I feel like there's a time and a place for everything. And speaking from experience, that yelling and you're trying to prove that your point is more important than the other party. I just don't feel
so best
like
friend,
that.
I got a question. If I was dealing with a girl, right, and you know my personality, and you know I don't like arguing with women. If I was dealing with a girl, and you know me, and you know this girl, and she every time let's say we double date or something, and you see her constantly like picking with me, fussing at me, like trying to get me to argue with her. You knowing me as well as you do, would you suggest that I continue to date this girl and let her continue to argue and like, you know, start stuff, especially publicly with me? You would suggest that I stay with her? Or my silence, after me continuously being silent, you would say, you know what, Chris, I don't think y'all a good fit.
Due to previous experience, I honestly wouldn't recommend anybody break up or stay together. But if you come into me for my advice, then I'm going to give you just that.
Well, I'm asking you.
And I feel like, number one, you chose her. And if you're still in a relationship where you're going back and forth with her, or you see things in her that you don't like, but you're still there, then you want to be there. That's number one. Number two, I feel like there's a certain way you should handle the lady in your life. And I feel like, let me talk, a man who walks away from a situation when she's all loud and rowdy, that actually speaks that his strength, his patience speaks loud. Okay, no, listen, because I'm being for real. Because when she sit there and she think about all this stupid stuff that she didn't say, how loud and rowdy she was, she really making out of herself.
If she think about it.
No. A person always thinks about what they do. They feel like they right or wrong? We don't know. But they're gonna be thinking, and how they choose to handle that moving forward is on them. But I feel like as a man, you should come back and say, look, I really don't appreciate how you talk to me. We're not gonna do that. We're going to show our children how to handle certain things. We're going to speak to each other with respect.
We talk about me.
Okay.
I don't got no kids.
You going to keep playing or what?
I'm just saying, because I'm asking you if
whatever.
if
you see yourself with this girl or whoever, I don't know.
She's not saying you, Chris. She's just throwing out there, Chris.
But that's why I'm saying I'm asking her,
literal.
like, if she was sitting with me and my lady,
but
we
she
sitting
took it a step
Chris,
higher.
knowing you as my best friend,
person.
honestly, I don't know if you to get with anybody and not expect to have children with them, because you obviously see something good in them. Do you not? And you want to build. Don't try to play bent. Don't try to play 50.
Do you date to get married, or do you marry to date?
That's not the question here. What I'm asking is, if she
that would settle that whole question. If she
arguing with me constantly, would you not suggest that, you know, this is not the person for you? I mean, I just don't understand.
You wouldn't suggest that's the person for you.
I kind of assumed, and I'm sorry, maybe I made an ass out of me for assuming, but I would have thought that Cortez would have said, you know,
because I used
Chris
to.
don't really like stuff like that. You probably shouldn't be arguing and
No,
yelling and fussing
and I
at him
can't say that
all the time because I
But Chris,
just know
you like aggressive women though. So
Yeah,
how
but
You
why
have
would I
said this
say
on the show many
Exactly.
times.
Thank you. He
So you
like
like
that.
that.
Boom boom type
No,
of chick.
but-
So
No.
go get him, baby. Go get him. Enjoy
Exactly.
yourself. Ride out in the
But there's
sunset.
a difference between being aggressive and somebody that just like constantly wants to argue. I don't like no girl that want to argue because I'm not gonna argue with you.
But them loud and rowdy girls, they want to argue. They want to know what's up. They want to know what's up with you, your
I don't like-
homeboy.
I don't-
And what did she say? That's across the street.
I don't
and
like
she about
loud
to call your
rowdy girls
mom.
no more.
Okay.
Okay.
You
Oh,
made
so
that was-
is this
that was
for next year?
2019. No,
So
that-
next year we gonna be in some
New Year's
different New Year's
resolution.
That was
You don't like
2019.
them?
That was 2019. That was
So
2018.
2020, you had to get it out your system.
2020, it was out my system.
It was out your
He
system.
said he turning 26.
And
so
2021, we dealing with nice, wholesome women.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
right. Yeah,
I
right.
hope you don't mess that
I
up.
want a
then.
church girl.
Oh no, you don't. No, you don't. You don't want no church girl. The church girl will take you through. Trust me. The church girl got
No.
the
Seriously.
street girls got nothing on the
Seriously,
church girl.
I'm not even
Not
gonna get
all of
into
them.
all of those.
Let me say
traits.
this again.
But what
The street girls got nothing on the church girls.
let me
Just like
say this though.
the
Seriously,
Christian guys, you know, church guys, street guys don't got nothing on Christian guys. They think they do, but they don't.
let me say this because y'all made it out to seem like I like these ratchet women.
You did.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
You did.
When I was 20 and 21 and
You like
even
that.
22, I'm not gonna lie to you. I did. I thought I did. Right.
Okay.
Because honestly, when I was growing up, when I was coming up, girls that I grew up with was like that. So that's what I was used to, and that's what I knew.
You're attracted
Now,
to it.
as I got older and as I started dealing with them, I realized, like, yo, I don't want no girl like that. It's a lot. It's a lot of fighting. It's a lot of drama. I don't want no girl. If you 20, if you my age or even older than me, and you still fighting, I don't care what the reason is. Your cousin could have got banked.
And you
Your
gotta
mother
go
got
around
your
it.
mother
You
got
going around there,
and you
get 'em,
feel I
baby.
need that you need to go around there and go fight too. You go here.
So wait. Name those people again. You say her mom.
Yeah, I don't care if your mother got smacked, your cousin got banked. I don't care.
And this you talking about a female, right?
Yes.
How would you expect the woman that you're dating to handle something like that? Because honestly, you know me, Chris, I would knock somebody's head off. But I turned the new leaf, okay? But my mom's, bro, I'm sorry. How would you really expect her to handle that though?
Cortez,
Call the police.
Let me say this.
He was
Let me
calling
say
me
this.
Chris this whole time.
I'm sorry. I meant to say
I know,
Chris,
right?
but you know, it was like I would direct it to him, and then you just said,
Yo,
It's
I
okay.
want you to call the police
just-
for real.
Okay.
Let me say this. Because of the profession I am in and was in, you have to understand that fighting doesn't really get you anything. It really doesn't.
It don't.
It doesn't. It you know what? It's just one thing in the profession that I was in. That was our last resort. If I can't talk to you and get what we need to get done, I'm not going to stand there. No, sir. Okay, this is our last resort. Okay, even in the place where I'm at now, it's our last resort.
That's
Okay.
the
to put
same
hands
way
on somebody.
that the police's last resort
Right.
is to
They
pull a
don't-
weapon out.
right.
And that's what I mean. Like, to be honest with you,
Please
if
don't get into the
if your
details.
cousin or your mom got violently attacked, past tense, it already happened. What you going around there for?
Honestly, if it already happened, I'ma still go around it to make sure everybody cool. I just want to be there. I'm not going over there to. Honestly, I'm not going over there to fight nobody. But if I'm standing right there and somebody
And it
slap
happened,
my mom,
then
bro,
you
don't
win.
play with me, bro.
I think everybody will be in at that
But
moment.
I wouldn't do that for everybody,
Okay,
though.
well, I'm gonna just
At
say
that
this.
moment.
I'm gonna just say this. I would not date a woman today if
Like
I
that.
found out that you are still fighting.
Or going
I
to
got
jail.
you. I got you.
We got bail him
Going
out of
to
jail.
Yeah. It's just drama.
It
It's
is
just
drama. It
It's
is
drama.
drama.
It's too
I don't
much.
want.
Good.
It's
I
too
don't
much.
want that no more. I've
Let me
dated women
say,
like that. I've dated
thank
women who've
God.
been to
Thank
jail.
God
I've
you've been
dated-
delivered.
It's experience. Experience is the
Right.
best
Thank
teacher.
God
I would
you've
not
been
do that
delivered.
no
Knowledge
more.
is power.
Now, with
Amen.
that, so I got that out my system.
Yay.
So again, if we sitting at this date and she is arguing for no reason, like we're not even arguing about something serious, like I ain't do nothing, we just arguing because we disagree about something, and you just want to be irky, nagging,
Right.
Yeah, I'm right. You're like, I'm telling
Byron.
you right now, yeah, that right there.
I hate that.
A girl
I
like
hate that. Lord,
if she was sitting right there, my assumption was that Cortez would have been like, "Hey,
I think
you could kind of be
let
easy
that go.
now."
Yeah, let that go.
That's what I assumed she was going to say. Now that I know that she did not say that, I kind of feel like it was wrong for me to ask for that advice from you because
y'all can talk about
I don't
that
even know
outside.
what am I supposed? Y'all know me. I promise you that was not going to go on too long.
Okay, let me
Like,
just ask
but then
this.
I be quiet.
Pretty much,
So-
you know you're going to be done.
So-
That's pretty much.
Asking you guys, you out with your significant other,
Right.
and then y'all do have a disagreement, but she's not being disrespectful, but she just letting you know, like, she want to talk about it right then, that she don't want things to linger. It's bothering her.
Okay.
And, you know, if something's bothering you, like,
Well, we can't talk about it right then and there. We gotta go behind closed doors and then we can talk about it.
Okay,
we can
so-
go sit in the car. We can go.
that's okay. So while you're out on the scene or whatever, it's okay to step away. You can go talk and resolve that, or you gonna
I
be like,
feel
can
like
you
it
just
is.
wait until we leave?
No, I feel like if it's that urgent,
Okay.
and if I'm being respectful to my woman to say that you really think we need to talk about this now, we got at the very least. I feel like we can go talk about it in the car if it ain't nobody else in the car. Now, if we out with people, I think it's kind of rude to leave wherever we at, where whoever we out with gotta wait for us or wonder what they doing, what they talking
Right.
about. We don't have to. It's never that serious.
You sure?
I personally
see
believe
that.
so because I feel like why can't we squash this later? I
Deal with this later.
I will never let my anger for something be so hyenas that I had to be mad at you the whole time we out.
It's not being mad at you, but you got to understand that you're different from this person.
No, that's
now,
true.
if you're saying you want to spend the rest of your life with this person, right? Honestly, I don't care who I'm around. I don't care if we came together, especially if it's a couples thing. You good with your partner until we get back. Now, I'm going to let you know, look, we got 3 minutes, if that, to talk about this, what's going on, what can I do to make it better, blah, 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 blah. Let's chop this up. We going to get back to our company or, you know, whoever. But I feel like you should never just leave something dangling if your partner feels some type of way about it. And honestly, the next minute is not even promised. So you might be thinking, "Oh, we gonna be good. We can talk about this later." Lord forbid you get into a car accident.
Don't never
Lord
let
forbid
the
you get
sun
into-
go down on your anger.
Well, no, and I agree with that, but I just feel like if we was at a cookout or something.
Oh, I'm pulling his ass to the side. Can we look? Can we go to the car? Can we go? Look, we can go in the house.
I can see you
we can
doing
go
that, but
over
at the
somewhere.
same time,
we can talk about this. And
It's-
I'm not
it's
about to be all like that.
It's not always absolutely necessary, but if it is a moment where it's,
Okay,
absolutely necessary,
you're right. I will say it
could
depends on what it
see-
is.
I could see me, pulling us to the side, but
I can
what
see
could
you doing that
happen?
too.
Did you find out that one of my exes was one of your cousins and she came
You,
to the
you,
cookout?
you never
Like,
know.
what happened?
That stuff really do happen.
Yo.
That stuff really
But
do
let me say-
happen.
let me say-
one of my
let me
exes showed up at my girl cookout, yo.
Or one of your
It
exes
was
could have
done.
probably called your phone while you're at the cookout.
Let me say this. I was in church and I was with another young lady, right? And my ex
You was dating girls at your church?
Of course.
Yo, we talked
Chris,
about
it was
this.
5. It was 5. We'll talk about
The
that later.
choir girl?
No, it wasn't a choir girl.
It
It was.
was choir
He
girl.
already told us about one of the show. Remember?
Let me say this. So I was dating a girl, and we was at this church service, right? And my ex came in, and she was sitting 2 seats. She wanted to fight the girl. I was
In the
with,
church?
and I'm like looking at her.
That's
like,
another level of
like,
friendship right there. See, I don't
come
date them no
on,
more. I
like,
don't
come
date-
on.
that's what I'm talking about.
See,
I don't date them no
but,
more.
but you know what? I was like, what? No, this is not. Like, you need to get over that. We done. I told you that we were done before I even
She the
started
type
this
that I'd be
thing.
like, no, we good.
But you know what?
Like,
you
you
go
love and
and
joy.
when
You
we
can
young,
be pretty as you want to be,
We
but
was
you
young.
fighting in church.
you know, we didn't fight in church. She wanted to, and I was like, "What kind of game?"
The fact that you
playing?
want to fight in church,
She was like, she wanted to like, come on, is you crazy? This is not the time.
you gonna
Now
mess
wait.
you up.
Now did your ex did she put her hands on you? Did she disrespect you? Like
No,
did anything
I
bad?
I just could hear them behind me,
Wow.
and it was like,
So it's
I
like it's a
know.
public fight. Like everybody in the church is listening to the pastor praying, and they back there.
No, it was a concert, and so I
Oh,
could
you
hear
ain't gotta
them
worry about that
talking.
then.
I could hear them talking.
So
I was
nobody
like,
was going
what
to
he
know they was
hit?
fighting because the music was blind.
No. We was up in the pulpit.
Was y'all
I mean,
performing?
pupils.
They was the ones before.
No. We was in the pupils. Man, we was out in the audience.
Okay.
So she was just behind me, and I could hear them talking. I'm like, I know they not gonna really like get loud up in here in this church
I got
service.
asked, how old was you?
How old was I during that time? I probably was 20.
You lying?
21, 22.
I be fighting too then.
That was that time.
That's that age. That was that time where
like,
everybody was like,
for sure,
like you know, like for real. Are we getting ready to do this?
Yo, we gonna do this.
And it was the midnight service of that.
Oh Lord!
So
meet me outside, bro. When you done praying to God,
at that time we had midnight service because we would stop trying to go to the clubs. That's the time when midnight service started, and people was like, "Yeah, we're going to the midnight." But pretty much it was like the club at the church with like a church club. So it's the same stuff going on. Except you just in the church. That's all.
I never heard of a church.
I was gonna say
no. It was the same thing. It was the same thing. No. Y'all misunderstood.
That church is lit.
Y'all misunderstood what I'm saying. It was like we didn't want to go to the club, but pretty much it was like in the church.
I wouldn't even go to a club that my church people go to.
No, man. No. Let me say this. You do go to, if you go to clubs, let me say this, and I'm going to say this, and this is with all honesty. Most of the cats that are in the clubs, most of them go to church.
So let me say this.
That's true.
I don't care how you want to look at it. Most of them go to church.
If pastor tell me about the strip club down the street,
that's your pastor. Hopefully he's not in the club. But I do know some pastors, and we're not going to put that out there.
Why you?
But the whole idea is that, do you know some pastors that are like that?
It looked like he did.
It looked like you do.
No,
put a name out there. I dare you. This room TV.
I've never seen none of my pastors in the club. But I'm just saying, if anybody. I ain't never seen nobody from church in the club neither though. So if anybody from church,
you don't know if they
not
went
from my church, not from the church I was going.
They didn't go to the club that you went to. Trust me.
Right. And that's not to say that the people in the club don't go to church. They just ain't go to the same church.
Club that you went to. That's all.
The same church as me.
And they probably didn't go to the same church.
I seen him in the club. I ain't seen him in the church.
Right.
Oh,
they didn't go to the same church. They probably went to another church.
Oh,
but you know.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But if somebody at my church was telling me about a certain club, we know right then and there, like you ain't living your life right outside of here.
But let me say this. When I was growing up, I went to clubs. Now, I'm not a clubber. I wasn't a clubber. I wasn't like, I got to go down to fancies and all that. I wasn't into that. But because I was a jazz cat, I went to jazz clubs. So that means I had to fake like I was older to get in. Even when I went to college.
Are you serious?
They wouldn't even let me. When I first went my first year in college at Berkeley, they wouldn't even let me in the club because I was too young. Wow. So I had to act like I had a beer or something and go in the club and be like standing there. Hopefully they ain't called me or nothing like that. And so, but when I came to church, I directed and did a lot of things like I was in the club because church was my club. That was my form of doing what I saw people in the club do. So I did in the church, and then people say, "Well, why are you doing that in the church?" Now everybody doing that in the church. You know, doing the moves and all that stuff, and I was doing that back then when they ostracized me for doing that. And all I was just saying, man, I just want to do it in the house of God.
Ostracized.
What that mean?
That means that they pretty much...
They criticized you?
Criticized me.
I never heard that word before.
Yeah,
thank you for schooling me.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
I never heard that before, but watch me be using it. I'll be using my new word. What?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, they dissed me a lot. They really took me through, criticized me a lot for what I was doing. And that's where you come in. And then also, let's talk about back to the relationships of us going through. Even when you're in that type of aggressive relationship, where the man is not, or other people may look at it saying you're not a man.
Cortez tell you turn the other cheek.
Well, let me say this. When it gets to a point where as though you get ready to hit a woman on a man's side, because I'm a man, I'm not that cat.
Good.
Now, I do know some cats who have done that, And some women like that. They love to be in that. They want because
like
then also too, you got to understand how the way the person grew up too.
That's true too.
So if you with a person like that, then you got to look at, my thing is that if you look at the whole family and you see that things are where the women are most dominant, most likely it's not going to work for you. Or you be in a relationship where the woman doesn't respect her father. Most likely that relationship is not going to work. I'm not saying all times, but most likely. Or now, if you just switch it up, let's say you're in a relationship with a guy who don't like his mother, then how do you think he's going to respect you?
Yeah, because I always heard like you got to pay attention to the way a man treats his mom, because that'll determine
most
how
of the time.
Yeah,
he's going to treat you differently or treat you in that way, and I think that boils down into the relationships of just us going forward, or who we want and how we do it, and to go forward to pick the right one for us. Another good book that I would say, Miles Monroe, is it Life After Divorce? Single, Separate, and Life After Divorce.
That's a book from Miles Monroe?
From Miles Monroe.
Really?
Yes, get it.
Wow.
You would love
Y'all
it.
talk about this man like every episode. It's like
I talk about him. I talk about him.
Episode.
Every time I come, I talk about him, because a lot of stuff you talking about relationships really relate to what he's been saying. He's gone on to be in
Mr.
glory
Wilbur,
now.
he just mad because we know him and he don't.
He can know him. He
can, but he don't.
Can know him. It's just easy. Like I was telling Faith last time when she was here. Well, when I was here, I'm sorry, because I haven't been with y'all in a minute. But I think that the relationships that we do want, we really want to be on an equal plateau. But it seems like that y'all generation is more like the image thing. It's more image. It's more, my generation was image too, but I think it's more image now because everything about selfies. This is more self-reservation. It probably take y'all longer to get married than it did when I was coming up. Most of the cats probably got married earlier. Whereas though now y'all waiting. I mean, I waited just because I was trying to get married. Lord, I was, but it just didn't work out for me in those early years. It took me. I was 35 when I got married. And
that's not bad.
No, and had him. So right after, probably the next year, had him. But I had everything. Everything was laid out. And I think when you get in a place where the man is that. You look at the fact that, and some women may want an older dude that they feel as though they're more secure with, and you just have to respect that. And women go after what? Older dudes. Sometimes, most likely, you're not dating somebody that's around your age.
Unless you're a cougar.
You're right. The cougar. Everything done changed now. Everything done changed.
No, I'm messing.
And so, because everything done changed, the roles have changed. I mean, and just like when Faith was talking about, when I was talking about the difference in money wise, and that could be in thought wise, that could be in sex wise. That you want somebody that know more than you, or you want somebody to teach you. I think that I've been in that role of teaching, been the sort of the sugar daddy. Had all the money, and
that's the role I'm not going for.
Yeah, it's not a good role, trust me. But you learn from that, and you say, you know what? Okay, now I'm at, my son wanted my phone. I don't know what for, but that's it's you want to be in that type of that works for you. Don't get with somebody that it's not for you. Don't waste nobody's time. As I said the last time I was on, love the person enough to let them go. Love the person enough to not to waste their time. If it's not working, if it's dead, it's dead. Don't try to resurrect something where it's just dead. If it's dead, it's dead. And I think that we stay in stuff too long. I think that we pull this next year, 2021. Let some things go. Don't stay in stuff that is unnecessary, because we're finding out now people done died. You know, life is short.
Left and right.
Left
now,
and right.
Missing out on things that
don't waste.
Be a blessing to you.
Don't waste my time. Don't waste each other time. If the relationship is not for you, it's not for you. Move on. Progress. Move on. And then let's say you make a mistake. If it's meant to be, they'll come back. If not, so be it. You know, I'm you know, these past 6 months, Lord, I done learned.
Yeah, rechannel your focus. Absolutely.
Yeah, refocus.
Yeah.
Refocus. Do you regroup, rebuild, construct again, do it again.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
You
do
know.
it again. You know. And my main thing, just put it this way: my favorite scripture is, "Seek ye first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you." My main thing is that seek God in first in everything. Because if you put Him first, then you'll never be led along. I think this year people need to seek God. Need to seek what's not working, what is working, stick with it. If it's not working, don't. Just it's like if you get a car. If you see that the engine light is on, get it dealt with. Don't keep driving the car and you know you're looking at this light the whole time. You know this engine light is on.
That is so true.
You just driving in and the light is still on. I'm just going to keep on driving and keep on driving. Then eventually, boom. When actually it had warned you from time, every day. If things are happening, deal with it, family. And I'm saying this year, I think this is our last show for the year, right? Because next year it'll be and Friday.
The next show will be,
show will be
wow,
Friday.
you know what? We should do something special for today.
You didn't do what you were supposed to do, so I was just joking.
Well, put this way,
we'd be able to start off the new year with Cortez apologizing.
I did bring y'all some velvet cupcakes.
He did. Thank you so much, Mr. Wilbur. I'm taking Chris's, but thank you so much.
You can take them home.
Thank you.
You said you was going to take them home anyway. I ain't trying to hear that. Come on. Thank you. I never thought you did that for me. Oh, you did something so appreciative. You was going to take them home anyway. You came and do it. I'm taking those home. Yes.
Don't make me sound like that on the air, okay?
She came in here letting everybody know she was taking them
home. No, I'm taking that home right
regardless.
There. Yeah, regardless of what you say.
If you wanted it or not.
If you wanted it or not, I'm taking it home. Whoever cupcakes they are. It could have been for markets. I don't care. I'm taking them home.
They muffins. I can use it for my 12-hour shift.
They some big muffins too.
I know.
Yeah, you gonna love them. You drink coffee?
Sometimes.
Okay, well then you gonna love them.
It has to have French vanilla, French vanilla creamer in it.
But what have y'all learned? You know, and I'm.
I like that.
What have y'all learned from this year, which you don't want to repeat next year?
Cortez, you can go first.
Go ahead. I'll give y'all how much time? We got
No, we stopping at 8:30.
Okay, you got 1 minute.
Okay, so what have I learned?
Yeah, that you don't want to take into next year.
That I don't want to take.
Yeah. You learn something this year and you don't want to take it into next year.
See, I was going to say what I wanted to take into
what you want to
was
take
being
into
more
next year.
consistent.
Okay.
You know, especially as far as I'm gonna say my businesses are concerned. I want to be consistent. You know, I really want to do YouTube more. King always tell me I'm a great mom, but I feel like I want to be an even better mom.
Okay.
You know, just an even better person, regardless. And I want to make more money. I mean, like, thank you, God, I'm appreciative, but I feel like it's some more money out there for me. Yeah,
it's out there. Go with Chris.
Y'all done heard me say this more than once, so I'm just say what I've been saying. I definitely want to work on not necessarily being selfish, but taking care of myself better and first.
Speaking to the mic.
If anything I've learned this year, it's a lot of opportunities that not just myself, but we all have wasted. And I'm tired of wasting time on anything that don't have to do with me and my future.
Right.
Like, and that don't necessarily mean like any person, but that's just everything. Like, I'm about to, all of my strides and efforts are going to have to come back and feed me, in a sense that I've done a lot to kind of push the pedestal for other people. I'm about to start, fueling my ship.
There you go.
Continuing to grow what I've got, what I've started. So, like I said, without being selfish, just doing more for Chris.
Okay.
That's
all right. Well, as y'all producer, I'm going to tell you what I'm saying. Then we ending the show right there.
Yes, sir.
I must say I'm really so proud of y'all too for staying as long as y'all have. Lord, I am.
Wow.
Because y'all been the most consistent show we have had.
Wow.
This whole year.
Wow.
Shout out to Rum TV.
Shout out to Royale Urban Media.
Shout
out to Chris.
Shout out to Cortez.
And the money is here. There, why about that? Because we know y'all gonna make a lot more money. Y'all just gotta assert yourself to get the sponsors y'all need.
Speaking of that, so me and Cortez got an idea that we want to talk to you.
Well, let's talk
about
that right now. We can talk about that afterwards. But the whole idea is that. We know what we charge, but y'all been so consistent in doing what y'all do. And the only thing that McStation is here is to help people to do what they need to do. The money you make outside of that is yours. Enjoy yourself. The platform is here. Just like you said with Rum TV, the platform is here. I think that what McStation, as me and Marcus have to work on, is getting more people to know about us. I think they know. I think word of mouth is going faster than the internet is right now, which is awesome. And the word is getting out all over the world. So it's not like we just here in Baltimore. One thing I can say personally in my life to do that I don't want to take into, don't waste no more time. I think I've come in these last 6 months. I'm not wasting time. Let it be said to be done. It may hurt me or whatever, but let it be said and be done. And after an argument, don't take 2 days to deal with something. Deal with it right away. After we argue, okay, you got to learn how to have tough skin in this business.
Yeah.
To move on, because there's going to be a lot of people that's going to come and go, and you just have to deal with the ups and the downs and to move on and keep progressing. Don't be like stagnant water. One of the main things that we have dealt with that we pride ourselves on, my brother talked about, he said, no, that's your saying. And I said, I'm going to say it again because I put McStation in my heart. Our main focus that we want people to have a fully balanced, godly life. That's why it's McStation, because we want everybody to get everything that you need. All of the ideas, all of the health. We plan on having some health shows next year, some more of love shows that we talk about, dealing with relationships. We had an awesome show, but because of the pandemic, and I would love to have them come back, and they dealt with marriage, a marriage show and everything, because people need to stay together. People need to work it out. And I think that y'all talk about, pretty much y'all show is mostly about y'all relationships that y'all talk about a lot. It ends up in that frame.
It does in the sense that so we want people to be loving and respect each other, to build character, to be a better person, right? Because the narrative on Baltimore is that we are hood rat.
It's not that.
Niggas, thugs,
not that.
Drug dealers,
we don't love each other.
Yeah, and so that's where a lot of our conversations for those things stem from, is in specific situations, especially like tonight. Right. The mindset of a man and the mindset of a woman. But at the end of the day, Cortez and I both know it should be equal. And we want it to equal. Now, obviously, as a man, I'm going to take the side of the guys.
Of course.
She's going to take the side of the woman. But we both know that it should be
true.
Equal.
And my thing is that, and all that we have said tonight, I just want TV land to know, internet land, World Wide Web, to know that McStation is here for you. We're happy in the pandemic that we still here. We are still here. We got some more shows coming next year, and I just thank God that that we're moving, that we haven't stood still.
Not
we just constantly. We're probably more busy now than we have ever been. And if you got something, if you got somebody that you love, hold on to them. Life is too short, man. Stay in it if you can. If you can't, don't waste your time. Get out, find something new, or love yourself. How about that?
That's what I
love
said. That's what I said.
yourself. Love yourself first, because if you don't love yourself first,
you can't love
nobody else. So we're gonna end this show, y'all.
You don't end my show. I'm just joking.
Then I just say I'm the producer. I'm taking reins right now. We done went over a whole 20 minutes or whatever.
Go ahead.
So go wrap it up.
I do apologize. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to Royale Urban Media for this Table Talk Tuesday, episode 40. It's your girl Cortese and your boy
Chris.
And we'll see you guys on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Woo!
See y'all next year.